The Arc Hunter is one of the most versatile yet powerful subclasses in Destiny 2 at its core, and that's because of a really strong ability loop and built-in damage resistance and healing. I want to cover 3 exotic combos that turn the Arc Hunter into a monster in endgame content, and all 3 of these exotics and builds are different ways you can play and experience the Arc Hunter ways. All 3 of these can be played with no mods and still perform amazingly thanks to the way the subclass and exotics work together, as long as you choose the right aspects and fragments and understand how you should be playing them. We have a one-punch man hunter build that can quite literally solo GM content with ease, a grenade build that applies the Jolt debuff to everything we see and lightning chain just cleans everything up, and lastly a build that gives us our super insanely fast and allows it to do 70% more damage, which I am using in the gameplay because it allowed us to easily one-phase the duality dungeon boss, while on master for that sweet artifice armor for Lightfall. But before we jump into all 3 builds, we have a sponsor on today's video. This video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. You guys all know how much I play Raid. I just hit level 99 on my account, and I gotta say it is still one of the best mobile games I have played so far. I want to share with you all my top 3 of Valentine's heroes since we're coming up on that holiday, and there are some really cool ones in Raid. First, we have Countess Lix. As you can see, this champion just looks absolutely amazing, and when paired with Astralon, it puts her on another level. Second is Rhodos the Lost Groom. I haven't built his armor out yet, but he is going to be my arena monster coming here soon. And lastly is this month's Valentine fusion, and that is Oella. She is from the new Sylvian Watchers faction, and I mean, come on, just look at how great she looks, and I can't wait to add her to my Sylvian Watchers team. And if you happen to be living under a rock, you may not know that MMA and pro wrestling megastar Ronda Rousey has made an exciting leap into the world of Raid with her very own champion. You can get Ronda by simply opening Raid on 7 days before February 20th. That's all there is to it. Also, if you haven't started playing Raid yet, click my link down in the description or scan my QR code that you see here on screen, and you'll get unique bonuses worth $30. We're talking a free epic champion in Chonoru, 200k silver, 1 XP boost, 1 energy refill, and 1 epic skill tome. I think you guys would really enjoy Raid if you give it a shot, and I hope to see you all in Raid Shadow Legends. Now within the Arc Strider subclass, we want to go over 2 abilities in one aspect that when you combine these 3, it's a super strong ability loop, and it doesn't matter what exotic you're using or how you're playing the build. You want to know that this exists because it's that strong. For your super, make sure you're using Gathering Storm. Obviously, it's one of the best supers in the game now, and it's an awesome addition that Bungie made. And for your 2 abilities, it's Combination Blow. So first off, this melee damage when defeating a target stacks 3 times, so we get some great damage out of this melee. But on top of that, it's defeating targets with this ability also fully refills your class ability energy and restores a small amount of health. So you're getting health on kills, and you're getting your class ability back. Our class ability is Gambler's Dodge, dodging to perform a death tumble, avoiding enemy attacks. Dodging your enemies fully recharges your melee ability. So now you have this gameplay loop that your melee recharges your dodge, and your dodge recharges your melee. That melee is strong because of stacking 3 times with Combination Blow. It heals you, so it has some awesome utility, and it's very strong. On top of that, we throw on Lethal Current as one of our aspects. After dodging, your next melee attack has increased lunge range, jolts the target, and creates a damaging aftershock. So the important part here is jolts the target. So now you have a melee that's jolting targets. It's doing great damage because it has ×3 combination blow stacking. It's healing us. It's fully refilling our dodge ability, and then our dodge fully refills our melee. So you always have this loop between these 3 things that just makes it so strong. Then we throw on flow state as another aspect, and it's defeating a jolted target makes you amplified. And our melee is jolting targets because of lethal current. So down here at the bottom, you are more resilient while dodging when you're amplified. So now we have damage reduction while dodging because we're always amplified with this build. Our melee jolts the targets. Our melee has combination blow ×3, so it does some great damage. It heals us on kills, gives us our dodge back, and we just dodge to get our melee back after that. And then for your fragments, there are 2 fragments that I think are really important with this build. We have Spark of Resistance. While surrounded by combatants, you are more resistant to incoming damage, a 25% damage reduction on top of everything else. Because we're close to targets while we're running this build, you'll always have this up. So it's just another damage reduction, plus when you're dodging with flow state, right, you already are more resilient while dodging. So now you have double ways to stack your resilience more. And then we have Spark of Shock as the second one. Your arc grenades jolt targets. So your melee jolts targets and your grenades jolt targets. Overall gameplay loop is super good with those 2 fragments. Now the next 2 fragments is completely up to you. My favorite and personal favorite on any arc subclass are these 2 fragments, Spark of Discharge and Spark of Beacons. So basically Spark of Discharge is your arc final blows have a chance to create Ionic Trace. This is just nice because you normally run arc anyways when you're running with an arc build, and we have ways to create Ionic sonic traces to give us more ability energy, and then Spark of Beacons, which is just crowd control. While you are amplified, which we're always amplified because we're defeating jolted targets, your arc special weapon final blows create a blinding explosion. This is just good crowd control in endgame content like Grandmasters, especially when you're using a strong arc weapon, and I use this on my Warlock and my Titan all the time. But these two can be switched out. You might not be using an arc weapon, you might be using something else, so these two are up to you. The other two fragments I do like a lot is Spark of Recharge. While critically wounded, your melee and grenade recharges more quickly. That's because I like that grenade energy coming back quicker. And then I do like Spark of Magnitude with any build because it's just your lingering arc grenades, which is our pulse grenade, have extended duration. It's just longer out on the field, does more damage, has more time to jolt targets and activate jolt for us. That's the subclass. You do want to have 100 resilience, as you can see in the bottom left, and you want to get your discipline up as high as possible. The other stats really don't matter because you are refilling your dodge, which is your mobility, just by getting melee kills. You don't need strength because you always have your melee, so you could build into recovery or intellect, whatever you want with this build. But that's the general idea of the Arcstrider Hunter. Now there are 3 exotics to take advantage of with this the most. You saw it in the opening that I said there's 3. You have Assassin's Cowl, Shinobu's Vow, and you have Star Eater Scale. Now Assassin's Cowl is just survivability and making us basically a tank in endgame content because powered melee final blows grant invisibility and restore a portion of health and shields. So you're getting health on your melee from the subclass, but then you're getting health from Assassin's Cowl, and you're also getting invisibility to let you move around. The higher the target is, so like a champion, when you kill them with this, the invisibility even lasts longer. So that's super nice. Assassin's Cowl is like the survivability endgame exotic. Then we have Shinobu's Vow, which if you want to build into the grenade aspect of it, it's improved skip grenades. You gain an additional skip grenade charge, and skip grenades returns energy when damaging enemies. You can always have skip grenades up with this build. It's pretty simple to have it. I've done a build with this Shinobu's Vow. I've done a different build with Assassin's Cowl already, so I'm sure you guys have seen both of those. And then the last one is Star Eater Scales. I really like this one as well because it's Feast of Light. You gain additional super energy from orbs of power that you pick up. While your super energy is full, picking up an orb of power overcharges your super, causing you to gain a burst of healing when cast and bonus to your super damage. You get about 70% bonus super damage when you have ×4 Feast of Light up when you pick up 4 orbs. But I think Star Eater Scales will play in really well next season because everything is kind of be switching over to orbs of power as far as the mod system goes. And if that's the case, it's going to make Star Eaters even better. So I can't wait to test that out. But those are your 3 exotics, and you really don't have to do much to play anything different. You still play your normal gameplay loop. With Star Eater Scales, you're just picking up orbs of power and trying to create orbs of power. With the Assassin's Cowl, you're doing your same punch melee build, right? But you're just getting invisibility and healing off it. And then the only difference is with Shinobu's Vow. Switch to a skip grenade, and then you can play more back and play a more skip grenade kind of focus build. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Have a great rest of your day.